brave, determined, idealistic, with their whole lives ahead of them, risking more than they can fully understand. Where are they now? Scattered, some imprisoned elsewhere, some in hiding, others fled to distant lands. If only Mildred could seek help from Martha Dodd one last time. But Martha returned to the United States after her father was relieved of his duties as ambassador. Even if Mildred could somehow get word to her impulsive, outspoken friend, what could Martha do? A fit of coughing seizes her. She doubles over, clutching her shoulders to brace herself until the hoarse racking stops. When she can, she straightens, inhales deeply, ignores the foreboding rattle in her lungs, and resumes her diagonal path across the yard. And almost stops short from astonishment. Another prisoner holds her gaze as she treads along the edge of the prison yard, her stricken sympathy plain for Mildred to see. The woman is too pale and thin to be new to the prison. Surely she is aware of the grim consequences she will face if the guards see her regarding Mildred with such concern, after she has been set apart as a warning to others. The woman must know, for she quickly looks away. Mildred's heart sinks, only to rise again when the woman glances back and offers her the barest trace of an encouraging smile. Mildred feels new strength flow through her. It is just a glance, but it nourishes her starved soul. Her heart pounds as she works out the timing of her diagonal strides and the woman's slow circuit of the yard. She quickens her pace, not enough to draw the guard's attention, but sufficiently that eventually her path and the woman's will intersect in the far corner of the yard. All the while they steal glances at each other, silent messages that they are not alone, that there is always hope, that when one least expects it, a shaft of light might pierce the darkest sky. And then they intersect, though they cannot pause long enough to even touch fingertips. "Take care of yourself," Mildred murmurs as they shuffle toward each other and away. "I am in cell 25. Don't forget me when you get out. My name is Mildred Harnack." "I am Mildred Harnack," she repeats silently to herself as she turns to cross the yard again. Mildred Fish Harnack. Wife, sister, aunt, author, scholar, teacher, resistance fighter, spy. Don't forget me. Part 1. Chapter 1. June to October, 1929. Mildred. The sharp wind off the water where the North Sea met the Weser River whipped locks of hair from Mildred's braid and brought tears to her eyes, but nothing could compel her to look away from the railing of the upper deck of the SS Berlin as it approached Bremerhaven. 10 days earlier, the ship had set out from Manhattan for Germany, 10 long days after 9 lonely months apart from her beloved husband. But the last few hours had passed with excruciating slowness. As the ship came into harbor, she scanned the crowd gathered on the pier for the man she loved, knowing that he stood somewhere among them, waiting to welcome her to his homeland. The ship's horn bellowed overhead, 2 long blasts. Sailors and dock workers tossed ropes and deftly secured knots. The passengers shifted in anticipation as the ramps were made ready for their descent. Where the pier met the shore, a brass band played a merry tune in welcome. Men clad in traditional lederhosen, embroidered vests, and feathered caps. Women in pink and green dirndls and white blouses, with wreaths of ribbons and flowers in their hair. Hearing her name aloft on the wind above the music, Mildred searched the crowd, her grip tightening on the rail. And then she saw him, her beloved Arvid, his hair neatly combed back from his wide brow, his blue eyes kind and intelligent behind wire-rimmed glasses. He waved his hat in slow arcs above his head, calling her name, radiant with joy. "Arvid!" she cried, and he waved back. And soon she was ashore and darting through the crowd into his embrace. Tears of joy spilled over as she kissed him, heedless of the sidelong glances of the more reserved passengers and families all around them. "My darling wife," Arvid murmured, his lips nuzzling her ear. "It's wonderful to hold you again. You're even lovelier than I remember."